HoneyHoney. All right, I'm going to have to talk a little bit farther away from this.
You emerge from the shadows.
I do,
cool.
don't
Yeah.
I? See, just kind of come back. I had a place right back there. Well, congratulations on the continued success of this lifelong dream of yours.
Wow.
Thanks, man.
Is there an award we're about to get?
Could we hand them one when we get something? I'd like to hand you. Well, welcome back into the lounge, into our studio. It's been you've been here a couple times. This is number 3, and then we've got, of course, the 3rd album as well. Do you see, I mean, I thank the musical gods truly that your guys' voices came together.
Oh, man.
They sound, you guys were like made to play music together, and I mean, this just was like a come out at a party that you guys met each other, right?
We met at a Halloween party, yeah.
That's
was-
amazing. So what is it like? He says, "I play guitar," and you're like, "Yeah, me too."
No, it wasn't like that.
It was
at
like,
first,
oh, both of us just like angel voices singing.
well, at first I was like, who is this weirdo dressed as the Karate Kid?
He's been following
And
me for an hour.
He keeps telling me he's going to sweep the knee.
Oh, so
No, he didn't say that.
I've been known to do that.
But it was kind of we originally were working with the same producer, who's a really good friend of ours, and he said we should write together. And we started writing, and I thought Ben was like the funniest person I'd ever met in my entire life. I've never met anyone like him.
Spread the
At that
word.
point, now I've met several. I'm just kidding. There's nobody like Ben. But we started writing, and our second song we wrote together was this song called "Come On Home" that like we almost closed every set with for the past 10 years, and it's like one of our biggest songs. And when we wrote it, it was kind of like, oh, there's a thing here. This is kind of cool. Maybe we should keep going. And Ben was in like 6 bands at the time, and slowly it was like 5 bands, 4 bands, and I was like, just wait. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna get the axe, and then eventually
I kept
we
getting
were the
fired.
last
I never
band.
told you. I was just getting fired.
Oh, you were.
One after the
I
other.
thought you were
Dark
still
times,
moving
people.
around. Yeah.
Motorhead covers, something like that. It was like, what do I want to
Yeah,
do, right?
Ace of Spades,
It is
purely.
much easier on the voice. Good stuff. So we got you tonight at the Wonder Ballroom. I was just, talking to you also. When last time I got to talk to you, it felt like a year ago, but it turns out to be 3.5 years ago. And I remember also you still carry Blade with you?
I do. I do. I've got a really cool one that has like a screwdriver on it, but it's not a Swiss Army knife. It's still pretty aggressive, which is the blade I prefer.
She pulled out like a switchblade last time she was here. I thought that was the coolest thing. Hippest
You
and
never know when you need to like open a box from Amazon or something.
need a little frighten your females for me, that's for sure. All right, so the 3rd album is out now. Been
sir.
out. Mm-hmm. And you talked about your producer friend, but this one, boy, big name. Tell everybody who you got to work with this album.
We work with Dave Cobb, who's a
Cobb.
great dude. He's kind of becoming like a household name, which is weird. Every time I open up like People magazine,
was in
Dave
People
Cobb,
magazine.
Esquire, Dave Cobb.
There was some gossip.
His PR is working overtime for sure. But we love Dave. He's the man. He's deserving of all his success, really.
Last 5 years has been huge for this guy. Delilah, this Anderson East that he just did too, Jason Isbell's. Yeah. So what was it like working for, did you go to him? He come to you? How did that work?
We went to his house. Yeah.
Like
I
at
think he meant,
Halloween?
yeah, that's how we do things
knocked at his
exclusively
door.
through Halloween parties. No, he's. It was kind of like the old music biz smush, and they said, "Hey, do you want to check this guy out? Do you like him? He checks out our stuff," and it actually worked out. We'd been trying to make this record for 4 years, our 3rd record, 4 years, and we'd been moving across the country. We moved to Nashville initially after our last record came out. And we're trying to record this follow-up. Every time we'd record, we'd fly back to L.A. and work with someone we were comfortable with, and that just kept, we kept blowing it. Sure. Finally, we moved back to Los Angeles, and in that process, got the call from Dave Cobb that was like, "You want to do the record in Nashville?"
Yeah.
Damn it. And drove back to Nashville and did the record with him.
So was a lot of the 4 years, was it music writing? Was it the lyrics?
Well, we were writing a lot, but we actually tried to record the record like 3 times. I mean, we actually recorded it in its entirety a few years ago, and it just it didn't cut the mustard, guys. And, that's kind of important if you want, to be successful. You should probably release something you're really digging.
Well, good for you that you
So-
felt it didn't feel right? The vibes weren't there?
It was, but it was hard because, we'd put so much time and we paid for it ourselves. We borrowed money from our families. But you always get where you need to be, and we're, we got to stick with it. I don't really want to do anything else. you know.
What would you be doing? Is there, if there is anything,
Well,
what else would you do?
I would have moved back to Cleveland to sell pizza, but that ship has sailed because my family's in the restaurant business, and my dad recently retired, and it's out of my immediate family, so I can't sell.
You could work
spaghetti.
your way up, though.
Well,
They'll give you a job.
you think I
Yeah,
could
start bussing.
call up my cousins again, be like,
Yeah.
hey.
Put a stage in the corner. How about you, Ben? Anything?
Truck driving.
Truck driving?
Yep.
What?
I have the credentials for
Never
it.
heard this
You do
before.
now, right?
Sure.
Van
What,
driving
is
now.
it the hat and the boots? Is that?
Yep. It just felt right to say.
Tell me all
honestly.
about Rogan's New Year's Eve party. Is there a Spinal
my
Tap
God.
story with that or
Oh,
anything?
man. It was so
The
fun.
story was, I mean, it was amazing. We had a great time, but it was so tame. I mean, I was thinking there'd just be, mounds of psychedelics around, and but we were
Not a
just,
one.
Yeah, it was kind of like,
No.
hey, here's my wife. We're hanging out. It's great. I mean, we love. Joe's a great friend of ours now, so it was kind of like it was a very adult, not in the XXX way, of a New Year's Eve. It was like, all right, great. We got to get home to the kids now.
You've gotten to that age now? Are they adult New Year's Eve
Yeah, I
parties?
guess so.
All right, well, we
we
stretch.
had a
It
show
was
the next
foisted
day
on us.
on New Year's Day as well. So it was kind of good that it was tame. I was so worried. I was already like, calm down, Suzanne, like before we even got to the venue because I thought it was going to be a rager.
Sure.
But it was very, like, we had champagne,
As you do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty standard. But
Thanksgiving, on New Year's. Wrong holiday.
Look at you responsible
yeah, I
kids.
know. I wish someone lost a tooth, but nothing happened.
All right. The new album, 3. We have got them tonight at the Wonder Ballroom with J.D. McPherson. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of it.
Thank you
this
for having
afternoon.
us
You kidding
over and
me?
over. We
Honey,
really
honey, everybody.